be sharing the things that I learned today. And I was one of the speakers today. And so I'm talking about adjustment of status, right? This is an immigration lawyer conference. It's the largest immigration conference in the world for U.S. immigration. And it happens once a year. And right now we're in San Diego. So there's so many sessions that were covered. There was the removal track, there was business track, there was family track. But today I want to share some of just the key insights that we gleaned, that all the different practitioners are sharing. And mind you, a lot of these things are pro tips, anecdotal evidence, things that are you only know if you're on the ground fighting the battle, right? So one of the things that I learned today that was really surprising to me, and I'm not sure how to process it, is that if you are filing business cases online, which they just opened, and it was working flawlessly for a while, now we're seeing hiccups. But the hiccups is not what you would expect. The hiccup is not how the online problem was in the past, where you filed it, but they didn't receive it, or things were missing. It wasn't the problems of old. The problems that we're seeing now is AI problems, meaning a lot of people who have filed online filing have said that they are almost certain AI has reviewed what they have provided and pumped out a AI generated request for evidence or AI denial. And that is a shocker. And their advice is that you should not be doing online filing, you should do paper filing. Now, the reason why I don't understand that is because when we file cases physically, contractors take it from USAS and they scan it into the system. If AI can analyze a digitally file system, why can't AI analyze a contract-based file system? Maybe it's the storage, I'm not sure, but this is news to me, and I'm just thinking about it. So if anybody else has filed anything and they feel like AI is analyzing the case and denying the case, and it's not a human being who's reviewing a case, that is something that's really concerning, especially so much of immigration law is discretionary. The wisdom of Congress and the law and the democracy is relying on human judgment. Deciding whether or not somebody is extraordinary and deserve of a green card in their field takes a human being to read through a case to decide and make a decision. If you allow that to AI, then you're essentially allowing ones and zeros decide the future of the population of America, whether or not they could be green card holders, visa holders, or eventually citizens, right? Oh shoot!
We thought this might be
that was
too.
gonna happen.
But do we go back
Yeah,
again?
we go back and we just keep on trying.
All right.
Maybe you have to hold it a little bit.
Okay, good idea. Support the wait.
Yeah.
Sorry, TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok is just Now, all of this will be recorded and we will be posting it on our YouTube channel. We have another camera that's recording, so if you missed out on this, we're really, really sorry for that glitch. But we're gonna get back to it. So where was I? The situation we're seeing is that if we let AI adjudicate things that require discretion, it becomes a situation where, again, ones and zeros machine are deciding the fate of America. And that might not be a good thing, especially with the most recent trends where everything has discretion involved. If somebody comes in as a tourist, wants to file an extension to stay a little longer, that's discretion now. If you file a adjustment of status, that is discretion. If you file for citizenship, there's a lot of discretion. If everything requires discretion, then what is AI doing in adjudicating these? It's totally fine if AI is reading through everything and pinpointing certain things for the officer to look at, to interview. But a lot of interviews are not being conducted and denials are arriving. So that is the thing that we're most concerned about. I see questions coming in, so we'll go ahead and answer some of those questions first.
My green card parents submitted their I-131 travel permits 1 month ago,
Yes.
but they're still waiting.
Yes.
What should they do? They want to travel now.
Yes. Travel permits have notoriously taken an extremely long time, especially nowadays with adjustment of status, a memo that just came out in May 21st, 22nd, essentially saying if you wanted to travel, if you want to leave, you should have just applied for a green card back at home. You shouldn't have done it here. So that is going to complicate things a lot more. try to do an emergency advance parole. Okay, and there's several ways you could go about doing that. You could do it at the info pass, and we did a separate story. You can check it on our YouTube. We talked about how we went about doing something like that. There's you can contact congressmen, and there's things that you can do. Now, I'm just gonna share with you a little bit. The officer that's adjudicating the emergency advance parole, they want to hear something severe, major humanitarian crisis. Somebody is passing away, a loss of limb, not just a desire to go on a vacation. They can say you can vacation in the United States, right? You don't need to leave the country. You're being adjudicated. If you leave, you're abandoning your adjustment status. So 1 month is actually extremely short. We've seen advanced paroles, normal processing, even emergency advanced paroles take 6 weeks, 8 weeks, or even longer.
So they have their green cards already, but they want to travel for longer than 6 months.
Got it. So that's not that big of an issue. If you already applied, it's already been a month. Hopefully, you already did your biometrics. If not, your biometrics should be arriving within 1, 2, or 3 weeks. Once you do your biometrics, then you feel you can be safe to leave, because then the reentry permit will be in process, and typically it will be in process for a year and a half. I would highly recommend you stay out of the country until the reentry permit gets issued, and you come back into the country with that reentry permit in hand. So for some clients, that's wonderful news. They want to leave for more than a year and a half, 2 years, 3 years. If that's the case, congrats. This administration has helped you. But if you only want to be out for 3 months to 6 months or a little bit longer, this reentry permit thing almost doesn't make sense. You filing the reentry permit, having done the fingerprint, paid the fee, leaving, it is a protection, but it is not the ultimate protection. You should still prepare an entry package to prove your travel abroad is not an abandonment of your green card. And you want to be able to explain that this is like a one-time thing.
Okay, I'm hearing it's a little hard to hear you, Joseph. So
Okay.
can you try to speak louder?
I will try to speak louder, and I don't know if getting closer would actually help because we have mics.
Yeah, not in this case. I'll move this mic a little bit closer.
Okay.
So hopefully this will sound
Or you-
better.
What if I hold it?
It's
No.
gonna be
Okay.
it's gonna be
Cool,
too
cool,
much.
cool. All right.
So hopefully this is a bit better.
Okay.
Um,
Next question.
are you a lawyer?
I am a lawyer. I'm a certified immigration law specialist. It's kind of like surgeons of lawyers, in a sense of you. Not only do you have to pass the bar exam in California, I have worked in the field of immigration for 10 years or more. I had to get a whole bunch of letter recommendations from judges, from other attorneys, in order to qualify as a certified immigration specialist. I have to take an immigration bar exam, which is extremely hard. So I'm very happy that I got this certification. I'm very proud to be among the very, very few, one of the youngest certified specialists in California. There's actually not that many of us. And I'm also one of the graders and testers for this immigration law specialist for the state bar. But that doesn't mean I know everything about immigration law. I'm surrounded by experts in immigration in this conference, and I'm so humbled that they're constantly teaching me and learning. Now, with that being said, I do practice a lot of business immigration and I do a lot of family immigration. I don't know that much about removal defense, even though we have had to do some. And we definitely don't do a lot of asylum cases. So if you guys have any questions about removal or asylum, there was only so much I can answer. But if it's anything else about immigration, I'm happy to share my 2 cents.
Interesting. I'm hearing our YouTube say still no better. Sounds like he's in a hole.
Sounds like I'm in a hole, huh?
So TikTok, are you guys hearing this too, or is this just a YouTube thing? First of all, other than that, I have a marriage-based green card interview coming up. What's the best advice you can give me?
Great. The best advice is when you go to the interview, treat the officer with a lot of respect. It might be a 10-minute interview, it might be a 20, 30-minute interview. This officer might be new, they might have a lot of memos. If you really want to prepare well, go ahead and read through, and use ChatGPT if you want to, read through the adjudicator field manual and how they are supposed to conduct said interview. I would also recommend go through the requirements. Again, refresh your memory. Go through the 45 form and really prepare all the documents and original documents so you can provide it to the officer. So it is as easy for them to adjudicate as possible. Do their job for them. Pretend you are an officer. Pretend you are their supervisor and conduct that interview accordingly. Now, if you're stressed, just convert that feeling to being excitement. And again, it should be a great day. Most of the officers that I know are good officers, so they will be fair, but don't read too much into their emotions. They're supposed to be fair and strict, and so I wish you the best of luck.
Okay, thank you, Hazy One. I'm hearing this mic is not connected, so we're gonna end our YouTube live and restart it again.
Okay.
So just hold on tight, YouTube. TikTok is, I guess,